welcome to the Love How Deep podcast with Brian and Heather Mayer. Our purpose is to equip married couples like you with resources that rely on the transformative power of God's Word to strengthen your relationship. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Love How Deep. We are so excited that you choose to listen to this, and just hope and pray that you are finding some good nuggets that you can hold on to and just apply to your own marriage and strengthen your marriage and to help you keep God in the center of it. So today we are, we're going to talk about life when you only have 5 minutes together as a couple. You're two ships passing in the night, and hopefully you're not going to crash into each other. But Brian, I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Where we are just going and going and going with just all the things that you have going on in life that you don't get to spend quantity time with your spouse, and you don't get to spend any quality time with your spouse. And remember, those are two different things.
Yeah, that's right. I know, especially in the morning, like if you have some tutoring, students that you're tutoring and you've got some things going on early. I've got an early client. I know there's been a couple of mornings where we really haven't been able to talk, so we've jumped on the telephone for 5 or 10 minutes on our way to work and made that work. So
yeah, that's been a nice thing just to be able to do that, because I miss our morning times when we sit in the island and have coffee together. And during the summer so far, that's not really happening. We're just, I'm too rushed. I just need to get my life going, my day going, I guess. So we definitely understand what it's like for families, for you as couples, to have that experience of two ships passing in the night and not having that time to spend quality time with each other. So we really want to give you some hacks, because in this life, in this day and age, we are all about hacks and living inside of a microwave instead of a crock pot.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
And so we've got some 5-minute hacks that we want to kind of talk about with you and share with you, because when you only have 5 minutes, what can you do? You might even find yourself thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth it for us to even sit down for 5 minutes and have coffee together and talk about like what our days look like?
Yeah, I think it is, because, when I think about investing in the financial world, they often say that if you're 18 years old and you put in a couple $100 into your saving or into your investing, and you do that for a couple of years, you're going to be a millionaire by the time you're 60, as opposed to like if you wait until you're 40 and you say, I'm going to put $100,000 in there. As crazy as it sounds, that's not actually going to add up to $1 million by the time you retire, like it did when you invested these little tiny amounts over a long period of time. So, and I think that's what the point of this is.
Yeah. So if we invest in each other for that few minutes that we might have during the day, and that's all we have, then it's going to help fill that like sort of love tank, I guess.
Yeah,
and
right. The emotional bank account.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I like that. So, the emotional bank account.
Well, do you want to jump in and start rolling through the 5-minute hacks? Or
we do, yeah. Let's do it. What's the first one, Brian?
Yeah, so this one is called it's called the 3-minute eye gaze. So it's not even, so we're making it easy on you. We're not even doing a 5 minutes.
Starting off easy. I like it.
Right. So we're doing a 3-minute eye gaze. I love this one. I do this one in my counseling practice with couples. We've done it in our mentoring when we mentor couples.
I find it awkward.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's still good. Right. Even though I find it awkward, I think I do get benefit from it. Yeah. So, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so what you're going to do here is basically just sit comfortably facing each other and make sure you're in a quiet space. If you've got kids running around, this is probably not the time to do this one. You want to set a timer, get your phone out for 3 minutes. And then what I want you to do is look into each other's eyes without speaking and just relax and focus entirely on your partner's gaze. There might be some urges to laugh or smile. We've seen that a lot, little snickers or...
Oh, yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah, right. And again, that's okay. Just, don't judge it. Don't worry about that. It might happen. That's okay. Just try to bring your attention back to your gaze. And really the point of that is that prolonged eye contact is a very powerful way to deepen emotional intimacy. And there's this hormone called oxytocin that they say gets released when we when we either say we cuddle together or we look at each other like that. And
Right.
it's called the the cuddle hormone. It
Mm-hmm.
just connects us. And I've got if you've ever read the Song of Solomon, then you probably know that a good passage or a verse will come from this book based upon the eye gaze. And sure enough, I'm going to read Song of Solomon 2:14. It says, "My dove in the clefts of the rock, in the hiding places on the mountainside, show me your face. Let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is lovely." And again, we're not talking about speaking here, but again, I think this fits. So we're just looking into each other's eyes. I don't know if you have anything else to say about that one. Did I say all I needed to say?
I think it can be very powerful because it just kind of lets you look into the other person's soul a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how often do we sit and just gaze into each other's eyes? Like, I think when we were dating, we did it a lot.
Maybe at our wedding.
At the wedding.
Might be about it.
Yeah, but to do that now with
Mm-hmm.
just such meaningful purpose behind it, and just, as you're looking at your spouse, just thinking of why you love them and how you love them and how they love you, and just, good positive thoughts. I think that's going to come across in your own expression, and the expression that you see from your spouse. I think that just deepens you a little bit more, and brings a little bit more of that passionate connection to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good.
Good stuff. Give it a try. You got another one for us?
I do. This one is just the daily check-in. So when you only have about 5 minutes, we've got a couple of questions for you. And if you need to write them down on a little note card or something and just keep it handy, just have it there so that, you're not trying to pull these out of the top of your brain like I would try to do, and then I would mess them up. Write them down. It's okay to do that. And then ask these questions of your spouse, but just sit with each other, away from the children, away from the TV and the phones, and just ask these questions. What was the best part of your day? Instead of how's your day when they walk in the door and you're like, how's your day? Good. How's your day? Good. I mean, that's such a habit for us to ask that question without truly meaning it and truly wanting to know. So to ask a question, what was the best part of your day?
Yeah, you're starting off positive,
So
because a lot of
positive,
times it could be just a venting. We
Oh, my
immediately
goodness.
start venting.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So-
come home and I'm like ready to unload on you and tell
Right.
you all the things that happen. Same thing with you.
Mhm.
I know you work by yourself, but you're ready to unload on me about something.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's just what we do. It's kind of our way of life. And so just flip that, and look through the different lens of the positivity and what was the best part of your day. Another question is there anything that you need support with right now?
Mm-hmm. And that could be where you do vent a little bit. I think it's
Mhm.
okay. Like there might be a struggle at work or maybe with one of the kids or whatever, but ultimately you're trying to turn it into something proactive, and
Right.
you're looking for solutions. It's not all about venting, right?
Right. And it could be that you come home and you're the one that's had a rough day and you are venting, and maybe your spouse says, is there anything that you need support with right now? And then you have that chance to say whether or not you're looking for solutions or you're looking for a listening ear.
True.
Or strong arms wrapped around you, holding you up, saying, I know, honey, I know this is hard.
Mhm.
Let me pray with you. Let me just hold you and tell
Yep.
you that I love you. So
Good.
just another really good, deeper question. And then a third one is, what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Mm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What
that's
are you
another
excited for?
positive spin. It's
Mhm.
not like, what are you stressed about that's going to be
Yeah.
happening tomorrow, but what are you looking forward to? Yep.
Right. I'm looking forward to lunch with my friend. I'm looking forward to sleeping in. I'm looking forward to getting laundry done, and just that maybe you find that to be a peaceful kind of therapeutic thing, and you're looking forward to doing
Mhm.
that. Whatever it is. But what are you looking forward to? And it's
Mhm.
it just changes your lens
Yeah.
into something that's more positive. And when you're asking these questions, maybe you just pick one. Maybe you do all three. Maybe you each have a turn to ask and answer these questions. Don't put these expectations of like, okay, we have 5 minutes and I've got 3 questions to ask and you have 3 questions to ask me and we both have to answer. Just take that pressure off and just know that spend 5 minutes talking about one or all of these questions, whatever it is, whatever's needed. And then,
can I say
yes,
real quick, you notice these questions, they're really designed to be asked in the evening because especially the first one, what was the best part of your day? Well, if you two find that doing this in the morning is more helpful, well, then you'll have to adjust these 3 questions. So it might be,
absolutely,
what was the best part of your day yesterday? And then, again, in the morning, the third question might be like, what are you looking forward to today? So
that makes sense. That's a good point.
Yep.
That's a good point. Yeah. And just a few things I do want to point out. Take turns when you're asking these questions and answering these questions. But listen attentively without interrupting. I know I feel like we always come back to that communication thing, but y'all know that is so important.
I need to hear this a lot.
Did you just interrupt me?
I think I did.
But you can, you can vary the questions. Even if you come up with some more of your own types of questions, then that is absolutely fine. The goal is to get you connecting a little bit more so than, how's your day? Good. It was good, and, but listening attentively without interrupting and just providing that support that your spouse needs. And so how does this connect you? Well, like I keep saying, like connecting on a deeper level, like these are questions that go deeper, and they help you foster some deeper or strengthen emotional bonds and foster some empathy between the two of you as you're sharing on a deeper level, other than, it's good, everything's good, we're good, bye, see you, love you. You're going a little bit deeper, and it keeps you more open to each other. And it ensures that you're nurturing these connections in the midst of life's busy schedule. Galatians 6:2 says, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. So Christ does want you working together as a team. And that old phrase, there's no I in team. So you can't do it all on your own. One thing that you can do together is to stay connected together as a couple.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
The third 5-minute hack that we want to talk to you about, I'm calling it the 5-minute prayer. However, we learned this as the 6-minute prayer, but in order to fit our episode title about 5-minute hacks, we'll shave it down. But yeah, if it doesn't work to 5, that's fine. But we learned this when we first started our mentoring at our church through a ministry called NAME, National Association of Marriage Enhancement. So I want to give them proper credit. I believe that's where we first learned this.
That is where we learned it, yes.
So what you're going to do...
so good.
Yeah, it is. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. And this is also in the show notes. Don't worry about anything we've talked about. You will find it in the show notes if you've forgotten what we've said or if you're driving. But what you're going to do here is you're going to hold hands and you're going to take turns praying about 3 important things. And the first thing that you're going to pray is a thanksgiving. So you're going to pray about something that you're appreciative of about your spouse. And so I would ask you, get specific. Don't just say, I'm thankful for the love of my spouse, although I guess that could be a thing. But maybe it's, I'm so thankful for your sense of humor, or I'm so thankful that you always call me and ask me, what do I want at the store? Because, hey, I'm at the store and I'm picking up some things.
And I'm thankful that you work so hard.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, exactly. So and I would say typically the man starts, you're the spiritual head of the household. Yes. You be the one to start the prayer, and then the wife would go second. So, and you'll do Thanksgiving, like I said. And then the second thing that you will take turns with is forgiveness. And maybe there's something that happened recently that you're genuinely remorseful for that hasn't really been dealt with, that you need to get out on the table, so to speak. It could be a pretty weighty issue, or it could be something as simple as, maybe there was a bad tone or you were just a little grouchy or grumpy that morning. And if we don't want you to like stir anything up that maybe has already been dealt with and worked through. So, you might want to think about this one a little bit before you do it. But again, the male goes first and the female goes second. So forgiveness, I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to add to that one. You love forgiveness. That's one of your favorite topics.
Yes. I think it's important because it kind of helps. The more often you do this, the more often you're clearing the air between the two of you and not letting things fester.
Right. It's like a fresh slate. No, that's not the right way to say it.
Yeah, it's a clean slate.
Clean slate.
Clean
yes.
slate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yep. And then finally, the thing that you want to take turns on is a blessing. And so you're really going to end on a high note here. Yeah. You're going to ask that God blesses your spouse by, it could be something like, please, God, I pray that you would grant good health to Heather, or
Mhm.
give her a
I'll
good
take that.
report at the doctor, or give her a favor at her job, or maybe things are going a little bit difficultly. Is that a word? Difficultly? I don't know. Or give you a peaceful evening because of the stress and the chaos of the day. Whatever it might be, you're praying a prayer of blessing, and then you take turns on that one. So again, thanksgiving, forgiveness, blessing. Those are the three things. And how does that connect? Well, obviously praying together brings you together intimately. It also brings you closer to God. And what I really love about it too is it just gives you a shared sense of purpose, and just that there's specific things that you're praying for. There's goals, things like that. And you're really just aligning, and it's just a lot of mutual support, deepening your bond. I don't know what else to say about it other than that. So, and then Philippians 4:6, you might know this one. This is one of my favorite verses. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." And so that's what the two of you are doing in that exercise. So that is the 5-minute or 6-minute prayer.
Yes. And that's so powerful.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever we've done that, like there's just something so intimate and beautiful about it. And in the beginning, like when we first started doing this, like I would giggle because I would feel really silly that we were doing this, like praying, looking at each other with our eyes open. And it was just weird and awkward. But once you get past that, like you get past yourself kind of thing, there's this intimacy to it that is so powerful. And you just feel Christ's presence right there in the midst of the two of you. Mm-hmm. Just, that 3-stranded cord, I feel like we like to talk about that too. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's not easily broken.
3-stranded cord is not easily broken. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. You got a fun one next, don't you?
I do. We are going to take a quick dance break. So put on your favorite song. It can be a fast song. It can be a slow song. Doesn't matter. It can be in the living room, the kitchen, the garage, like whatever. Just put a song on and just enjoy the moment. If you're doing silly moves or like dance moves from like the 80s or 70s or something, like whatever, there's something about just kind of cutting loose and just dancing like no one is watching. Mm-hmm. I'm full of all kinds of phrases tonight. Yeah. But there's just something about that just helps you to let go of stress, and makes you feel joyful for a moment, makes you feel happy and fun. And like you're doing this with your spouse and you're just engaging with each other. Maybe it is a slow dance and you're like, you put that on and it's like, man, it just brings you together closer as a couple and makes you, you feel your spouse's arms wrapped around you and your body's moving together as one. And, and you don't have to be good dancers for this. I mean, Brian and I, like, a song will be on and one of us will just grab the other person's hand and we'll start dancing. It doesn't matter if we're in the middle of something, but we can just laugh and be silly for a few minutes. And it's so fun. So we need to be better about being in sync with our dancing. Yeah, we're not in sync.
But in some ways, the point of this one is it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
You're just having fun.
No, there's no judgment here.
Occasionally, I'll try to twirl you around, but you won't be ready for it.
Or I'll go the other way.
Right, or you'll go the other way. And that's all part of the fun.
Or I have to say, okay, dip me now. Okay, give me a kiss when you dip me. Like, whatever. Like, it's just, we don't care. We just literally dance with each other like no one's watching. Yep. And when we do this, like endorphins are released that just promotes that closeness and those good positive feelings, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's just fun to break away from the routine and just, it's like somebody telling a joke in the middle of a big boring business meeting or something, and someone tells a joke or whatever, and you just crack up laughing.
Lightens the mood.
It's just, absolutely. Psalm 30:11 says, "You turned my mourning into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy." Yeah. So how do we take dancing together to the spiritual level? How do we take this verse and turn it to what we're talking about? But we can do that, even though it's Jesus. It is God that's turning our mourning into dancing. It takes us to find moments like that to be silly and connected with each other. And you may find that as you do this, you may find that you just feel much more lighthearted and joyful. So
Yep.
we absolutely say take that challenge and just dance together.
That's right. That's a good one. And that is the fourth of 5. So now we have number 5. This is a 5-minute hack if you don't have much time. This one is all about gratitude and compliments. And so what do you do here? You take turns sharing one thing that you appreciate or love about your partner. And it could be something they did recently, a personality trait, a cherished memory. I know as I was getting ready to talk about this one, the thing that I remembered, I don't know why it came to my mind, but when we went to Italy for our 10-year anniversary, there was a little garden area, a hillside or something that we went up on, and we basically renewed our vows, so to speak, the two of us by ourselves. And so that would be something that I would say to you that I'm grateful for, that we were able to do that. That was a cherished memory. But again, or it can be something about your spouse that you're grateful for. And, again, expressing gratitude, how does it connect? It reinforces positive feelings. It really tells you and it tells your spouse how much they're valued and how much you value them. And just a very easy, quick way to connect. I don't know what else to say about that other than just to keep that one pretty simple, right?
Yeah, I do think that's very simple, and just, sincere compliments, of things that you appreciate and, about each other. And then always diving back into those really good, powerful memories that you have and bringing those back to light, to the surface of your marriage. It's like, it takes you back to that moment. Because like, as soon as you brought that up, I didn't know you were going to share that, but as soon as you brought it up, it's like, it made my heart flutter and just made me like blush inside, because like, that was a really special moment for us. We went like away for our 10th anniversary, and we said, we're going to renew our vows, just me and you. Nobody else is there. And we're going to go find a private suite place to do it. And you remember, it kind of got away from us, and we were at that botanical gardens, and I was like, hey.
Botanical garden, that's where it was.
And I was like, hey, this would be the perfect spot to renew our vows. And you were like, oh yeah. And so, and it was just so sweet. Did we walk up a little hillside? It was like a little hillside that kind of walked in a circular little pathway. Yeah. Yes. But it just brought that memory back to me of like doing all of that, and just, I don't know. And I just love that moment. I have the picture on my dresser. And it's just, it's precious. And I hope that you all do that and get back to these same kind of feelings where you say, that was so precious. It was so beautiful.
Yep. That's right. But you don't have to go to Italy to do something like that. It's just something quick. But going to Italy doesn't hurt. So a great verse that would kind of amplify what we just talked about. Proverbs 16:24. It says, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. And I don't know what it is about that verse, but when I read it, I just kind of feel this sort of just this sense of relaxation. Like a good bowl of chicken soup is what I think about. Or the
honey. It's talking about honey.
It's talking about honey. It's talking about...
But yeah, you're right. Chicken soup, slippers.
Yeah, right, right.
So. Pajamas after a long day.
Exactly.
But those things soothe you, to have that sweet taste of honey, or to have that chicken soup in your belly. You feel very soothed. And,
real quick and easy. Yeah. Chicken soup's a quick, easy meal. Just like gratitude and compliments.
Yes.
Just like all of these hacks are very quick.
Yes.
So don't dismiss them when you only have a couple of minutes. Just try something like this, or even something else. So.
And if you do, I hope you email us, contact us, and tell us hey, we did that, and it was X, Y, and Z. And if you have another idea, email us and let us know. We would love it.
Yeah, you can do that either at brian@lovehowdeep.com or heather@lovehowdeep.com. Yes. Yeah, and please get in touch with us.
And I think, Brian, we talked about I know that all of this is going to be in the show notes, but we talked about having these written up as like the freebies on what's that page called? Is it called the freebies page?
Yeah, the free resources.
That's it. The free resources page. So that if you wanted to have something to print out and just kind of keep right there on your table or whatever, you could.
Will do that.
Yes, we will have those up as well, and hope that
you will. So just go to the show notes and you'll see where that is located. We'll put a link to that so you can get to the other page on our website. And I think with that, I think we are done, right?
We are.
All right. So let's wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate your time, and we are so glad that you were along on this journey with us. And we will see you again on our next episode. Take care until then.